It has been 2 decades since the very first High School Musical was released on the Disney Channel and kicked off into a massive franchise. Hey, what's up guys? Alan here. Welcome to another episode of Thoughts on This, where I speak of my thoughts. And to honor the 20th anniversary of one of the most successful Disney Channel franchise, I'll be giving my thoughts and ranking all 3 films in the High School Musical franchise. Note, I will not be counting the spin-off or TV show. I will mainly focus on the 3 main films. So, with that out of the way, let's do this. Coming in at number 3 is the second film in the franchise and probably the most successful Disney Channel original movie of all time, High School Musical 2. And I know a lot of you are going to disagree with it being ranked lower despite the success this film had, like being the most viewed Disney Channel movie and the most watched program on television at the time. And there were a lot of things that I liked. Visually, it was more colorful, the performances were charming, and the production value was more grand, especially in the musical numbers. Fabulous is a prime example of that. It's not my favorite song, but the execution of that entire sequence was glamorous, show-stopping, flashy, and it perfectly suits Sharpay. Ashley Tisdale brought all the charisma into that performance. She always made the film fun, and that number showcases her talent. But when it came to the story, it was pretty much convoluted. There were too many storylines being jumped around that it kinda got confusing. Like, it started being about the kids wanting to earn money for the summer, then our lead character gets caught up in thinking about the future, like scholarships and all that he loses himself along the way. For a franchise that is mainly meant to be a high school drama, this plot was a departure from the first film. It just felt like a teen summer flick. Sharpay is a pretty one-noted character. I felt like there was something missing about her motivations to get Troy away from his friends by showering him with luxurious things. I know that it's been implied that it's because she has a crush on him, but I wish that was explored more as opposed to just she can have the spotlight and win the award at the talent show. Fun character, but still flat compared to the others. The music in this film was a bit of a mixed bag. You got some songs that are mildly forgettable and ones that maintain the same energy of the High School Musical franchise. And some of them are actually certified bangers. What Time Is It is the perfect summer song and a great way to kick off the film. Despite the fact that this film came out very late in the summer, at a time where kids are already going back to school. But you can't change the fact that this song is one of the best in the film and in the entire franchise. Idol Dance puts the unlikely duo of Chad and Ryan, 2 unlikely characters that you would have never expected to get together, in a duet. It's fresh and personally one of my favorites. Corbin Bleu and Lucas Grabeel have impeccable chemistry in that whole entire number. Bet on It, on the other hand, was probably one of the weirdest sequences in the film. The song itself was not bad. Efron's vocals were stellar and it was great to hear him actually sing in this film, unlike the first film where somebody else was singing for him. However, having him just go out onto the field and dance around was just over dramatic and it disrupted the flow of the film. Like, it was weird. And I felt that and other cringy moments really outshined the film's fun moments. One of the best things about this film was Ryan's character development as being presented more than just Sharpay's brother. I loved the growth that he went through. It was gratifying to see him go from the golden boy and the underappreciated sidekick to him breaking free from that image and join the rest of the Wildcat gang. Like, it gives us a new side of him that we didn't see much in the first film. And despite the convolutedness of the plot, Troy's journey of self-discovery about his future after high school and how he lost himself along the way was another great element about this film. His arc is somewhat relatable to any teen who is in his position trying to figure out who they are, even beyond high school. Overall, not a bad sequel to a Disney Channel original movie. The story was flat and confusing compared to its predecessor, but everything else from the production value, the musical sequences, the performances was slightly better and even matched up to the first film. Rounding out number 2 is the film that turned 20 and truly started it all, High School Musical. The second one might have broken records and is arguably the most successful film of the franchise, but this is where it all started. The legacy this film left behind is astonishing and it still resonates with fans today. it captured the essence of a high school drama while incorporating the peppy musical aspect. Story-wise, I thought it was pleasing. Was it simplistic? Yes, but I love that they took the opposites attract approach. It worked with the romance between the two leads, the basketball star and the brainiac, and it blended in with the drama and conflict. Plus, it also fit in with the message of being true to yourself and not worrying about what others think, which is a message which is a message that resonates with teens and still holds up today. Each character is likable in their own right. Even though they are cliched, over-exaggerated stereotypes, it still fits with the tone that the film is trying to emulate, and it adds to what makes each character have a distinct and unique personality. The soundtrack in this film, it's a classic. It's fun, catchy, and each song flowed easily into the story. I like how each song has a different feel. It keeps the film's soundtrack consistently fresh and entertaining, and they all fit the energetic choreography. If there's one thing that Kenny Ortega knows how to do, is direct musicals, and this film is one example of that. We're All in This Together is without a doubt the best song in the film. It encompasses the film's message and is the anthem of not only this film, but the entire franchise. Other standouts include Start of Something New, Stick to the Status Quo, and of course the show-stopping duet Breaking Free. The soundtrack as a whole is more memorable than the second film's soundtrack, but that's my opinion. This is one of those films that is just pure fun and lighthearted. The themes and core message have aged beautifully, and it still hits with a newer generation. Lastly, for my number one pick is the final film in the main trilogy, High School Musical 3, Senior Year. This is the one that I didn't know it actually existed until a couple years later. Probably because this is the first one that is not a made-for-TV Disney Channel movie, but a big blockbuster Hollywood Disney flick. The first time I watched it, I wasn't feeling it, but the more I watched it, the more I started to appreciate it, and I thought it was the best film to wrap up the trilogy by combining the best of the best aspects of the first two films. Like, we get the grand production value from the second, and we got the overall narrative tone from the first film with it being set back in a high school. The cinematography, the musical numbers, the physical sets, and choreography was all 10 times bigger. That entire sequence during the I Want It All number is a great example of utilizing the physical sets, and the cinematography during Scream was the most eye-catching sequence I've ever seen. This film pushed the boundaries on what you can do in a directed television film. In my opinion, this is a better follow-up from the first film than the second. I love that they did a new rendition of We're All in This Together. It brought back the same charm of the first film while also bringing the franchise full circle. The soundtrack in this film isn't really that memorable compared to its two predecessors, which is what makes it criminally underrated. It's poppy, high energy, and encapsulates the tone of the entire franchise. Like the first one, each song tied into the story with ease. Some of my favorites are Now or Never, A Night to Remember, and Can I Have This Dance. They were all catchy in their own way, and I low-key like the songs better in this film than in 1 and 2. It still has its cheesiness and parts that are unrealistic in a real high school environment, but the themes are still relatable, like figuring out what college you want to go to or what kind of person you want to be. Those are both universal topics that every high school senior goes through. The emotional weight that went into this film was heartwarming, and it hit all the right notes in sending off this franchise. The last few seconds of the main six recreating the posters of them freeze jumping was the cherry on top. It felt like a love letter to the fans of the films. Overall, this film did a great job in encompassing the magic of the first two films. If I were to describe it, it would be a thank you to the fans who have watched the High School Musical films since the beginning. It felt like a great conclusion to the trilogy. The franchise as a whole was fun, entertaining, and pure enjoyment. Is it my favorite Disney Channel franchise? No. Despite each of them having their flaws, the quality is still appealing to audiences from the performances, the music, and core themes and message. This is one franchise that audiences still enjoy and resonate with today. Alright, that sums up all of my final thoughts and ranking on all 3 High School Musical films, and if you agree or disagree, let me know down in the comments, and let me know what you think is the best High School Musical films, and if you haven't already, subscribe. That would really mean a lot. That's all I have to say, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!